It's time!
Oh yeah, it's time for Miss-Lou Champions SportsTalk with me, Ronnie Calhoun, and the legend, Joey Martin. It's entertaining, informative, and sometimes a little crazy.
These two guys when I had hair.
For me, it was just all about being coachable, being approachable, being a good team guy, and being where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be.
Where they get the hair from?
I think they took it from his lower back.
Okay.
And they moved it to the top.
Hey guys, before we get started, we want to tell you about our champion partners, including our Hall of Fame partners, Gregg Vet Clinic, Hicks Chicks, Syrah Technologies, Kenny Chesney's Blue Chair Bay Rum, J&J Flooring and Natural Stone, Concordia Bank and Trust, and Mart. So go visit all of our champion partners that you see on the screen right now. Make sure to do business with them and tell them Miss-Lou Champions sent you. Enjoy the show. Hey guys, welcome to Champion Sports Talk, another season of Champion Sports Talk. I'm Ronnie Calhoun, and I'm here with my man, the legend, Joey Martin. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. I'm just glad we got renewed.
That's right, man. We got picked back up by our own channel. That's right. It's good to be back.
That's fun,
and this year we're going live, man. So this is going to be different. In the previous years, we always recorded and edited, which we didn't do much editing, but but it's going to be fun to go live. Yeah. So we'll see what we got. Real quick, as always, we are driven by Sango GMC. Visit our buddy Mark Sanguinetti and his champion team over in Winsboro. As they say, you make the drive, they'll make the deal. They're good guys and they'll take care of you. We're also brought to you by Gregg Veterinary Clinic, Hicks Chicks, J&J Flooring, Natural Stone, Concordia Bank, Mart, Natchez Power Sports, Sabrina Doré Agency, Miss-Lou Family Dentistry, and all of the other awesome partners that you'll see on the screen throughout the show, including Concordia Sentinel, which this man has been a big part of for a long time. Glad to have Concordia Sentinel as partners, man. Thank you to all of our veterans and our military men and women serving all over the world. Today we have a champion show coming out to shoot with a great show for you today. Longtime local umpire and referee, Mr. Merrill McCellis. Did I say that right, Mr. Merrill? All right.
Mac.
Mac, that's right. Mr. Merrill will be on with us in a few minutes, but we'll get to hear about sports from the other side of it. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be an interesting conversation. But first, Joey, let's dive into some local sports. Seems like a lot of stuff's been happening.
It really has. And, man, it's hard to believe next Friday is football.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So right now, of course, we got softball going on, and start with Cathedral 7-0. And, we know what Craig Beasley lost last year. We had those girls on several times, and they were just a huge impact on their season. But here they are 7-0, and Craig told me, I am surprised, but he said it's been a fun group to work with. They work together, and they're not scared to try any drill, and just sounds like the chemistry is there. And of course, they've got the meat of their schedule coming up next week, but man, off to a great start, and that's awesome. ACCS 5-5, doing a good job, and they defeated Laurel Christian 4-1 in Madison Green. Yeah. Pitched a 2-hitter, and getting back to Cathedral, they've got Meet the Greenwave tonight, so people can go out and meet the girls. And Olivia Navarro has done a great job on the mound, and so they don't rebuild, they just reload.
That's it. That's it.
So
that's
awesome
it.
Job for them.
With AC, they've got a new coach this year,
yes,
correct?
Yes, yeah. Presley, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Sure is.
Okay.
And Claire, I want to mention Clarion Ledger top 25, top dandy dozen for 2025, and we've got Preston and Ashley of Brandon, Darion Albert of Jackson Academy, Brian Womack of Hartfield Academy, Jaden Hill of Tupelo, Demarius Yates of Kemper County, Tyler Wilson of Pascagoula, Xavier McDonald of Morton, TJ White of Jackson Academy. You think Jackson Academy's loaded? Nolan Wilson of Picayune, Jace Matthews, Greene County, Tristan Keys of Hattiesburg, and Corey Wells of Petal. Now, at the end of the show, we'll get the top 12 in Louisiana.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But that's all I got right there.
What about so football starts this Friday night? Some jamborees? Is that?
Well, yeah, they got jamborees and scrimmages, but next Friday, AC and Cathedral start off for real.
Okay, so not tomorrow night, but next Friday. Okay, wow. Okay. Well, is that the local news for the morning?
Local, what we got?
All right. We look forward to getting some of these guys and gals on. Craig and the AC girl. We'll get everybody on and let them have a little moment in the spotlight too.
There you go.
So, well, good job, Joey, as always. And we'll take a super quick break, and we'll be right back with, like we said, longtime umpire, Mr. Merrill McCellis. Guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss-Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Gregg Vet today.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit MissLouChampions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.
Mr. Merrill McCellis, how are you, man?
All right, D.
You're good, man. Mr. Merrill was just joking and say he hopes he doesn't mess the ratings up. And we started laughing. We were like, ratings? What is that?
It can only go up.
It can only go up. That's right. That's right. Oh, goodness. Joey, I'll let you thank you for joining us today. I certainly appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this conversation. We get a lot of coaches and high school athletes on our show, but this is the first time that we've had somebody from the other side of it. So it'd be interesting to hear. So,
Of course, you're doing some softball right now, but, football players, coaches out there every day on the field working to get ready. How do you get ready for a season?
Well, I usually I'll run some on the track and that is how. But I always tell folks how you stay in shape during this time. I tell them I got the best routine for you. I got to push them on. My grad, and that's one of the reasons I can build some stamina. But when my yard's not that big, but with the weather it gets a little tiresome. But I do run quite a lot. I try to start back in the first part of July around the track at natural time.
Okay.
Yeah,
this is one of the things that people don't understand, that the athletes have to train to get ready for the season. Also the official, and we are a lot older, so our energy level is not as high as they are. But it takes real stamina to do a high school game, but it's just 40 minutes long, but with all timeouts and halftime. It takes a while.
Yeah.
And that first game on y'all mentioned about the 22nd, that's going to be a scrimmage. But the following week, 29th, when season starts, and the game starts at 7 o'clock. And it is hot.
Yes.
And we have quite a few officials that are not quite in physical condition. And this kind of the fourth quarter is, you wonder why he missed that pass interference or why he didn't get that, because he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You really have to build up the endurance for football, basketball. But really, basketball is a lot easier than football per se for being in condition,
wow. So,
Because we use a 3-man set, so it's a lot less running that you have to do.
wow.
How'd you get into it?
It goes back when I was in middle school. We had our neighborhood had a little baseball team, something like Little League, and I was a year too old to play.
Huh.
So when they would have games, they won't have one official. So the coach told me, you go out there and work on the base. I knew nothing about the back. Go ahead, playing. And that's how I got started. And it just took with me all through high school into college. But I got to do start officially because I was a year too old to play the rest of the guys.
Huh.
And I liked the game, so I want to stay with
Okay.
it. So they would let me call the bases. And then after I went to college, I wasn't that good. I was on the baseball team at Jackson State, but I didn't play. So I wasn't that good. Also, during that time, $5 was a lot. So I could go in the summertime and work youth softball and baseball, make some money, because I didn't have it. And so that was kind of my trick. And they said, how many games you got? I work all of them because I need some money.
That's right.
So it got kind of a trick that since I didn't have any money, I know where I can go make a little money.
Yeah.
Officiating softball and
Okay.
baseball.
Well, this is the notes that Joey sent me. Some of the notes that Joey sent me. I'll read them for you, and I'll read them for our viewers so they'll know kind of a little bit more about you. It says you've been umpiring and refereeing for 54 years. You started back in 1972-ish. It says you worked 5 state championship football games.
Yes.
And Joey had like maybe 8 or 9 basketball state tournaments.
Yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Okay.
A lot of accomplishments.
Well, you have to like this. If you treat it as a job, then you once it gets a little hectic, you quit. But if you like it and enjoy it, this is my. A lot of people go fishing. A lot of people go drinking. I like to fish it, and this gives me joy. One thing that gives me joy now is to see some of the guys that I tutored are now officials and they are doing pretty well,
I was kind of asking, did you follow like Clarence Bolden, Al Granting, Andy Prescrow? Did you kind of follow what they did?
Yeah, I was in that group when they were. I was a younger guy then when they was in that prime, Mr. Bolden and Andy Prescrow. So I kind of was able to gain some knowledge from watching them and talking to them. We used to have the Southwest official thing. That thing was a big thing back then. So that's when I would really start to get involved in officiating.
Okay.
And a lot of things that we had in the conference from Manny and the other guys. I put it in my mind that if I want to do better, I'm going to stay in it because at the time there was they group your pay scale. So you recognize that you was approved, then you were certified. Certified guy got the top money. So I want some of the top money.
Well, I got to tell you, the first time I ever saw you officiate a basketball, officiate at all, was a basketball game at South Natchez in the late 1970s. And I was sitting there, and you were on this end of the court, and there was a foul, I think a charge, way on the other end. And all of a sudden, you start sprinting, and you have your hand behind your head. You're running, you're pointing at the guy who committed the foul, going, you. And I'm like, who is this guy? And that passion is still there. I can see that.
Well, my philosophy is that if the kids can take their time and the coach can take their time to practice and try to perfect their performance, it's almost natural that I have to do that and show them that I'm interested in what they're doing. One of the problems that we have officials is that we turn this into a business, which it is a business, but you have to have some compassion for the game, some enthusiasm for the game. And when you do that, then people also accept what you're doing. You are going to make some mistakes. We always make mistakes, but I always tell coaches that in basketball, you go 5 for 22 on the line, you lose by 3. You can't blame me. 17 points you left.
Look at the stat line, coach. I could give you some help, coach. Here's the stat line. That's right. So as a high school or little league or whatever, umpiring for kids and youth, it's a little different because in the pros it's all about ball strikes, this and that. Well, in yours, you're trying to do all of those things, but you're also kind of a teacher and a mentor. And are there times where you pull kids away and say, "Hey, look, I'm calling these strikes," or whatever? Do you kind of talk to them and try to help them grow?
Yeah. But the kids will try to do their best when you try to give them some constructive criticism. Some of us, sometimes we won't talk to the coach or talk to the player. And when we do that, then we're trying to put a line between us. So if you listen to them and get their concern, you might not change the call, but you can tell them why that particular call was made, the angle that I saw, And I always tell kids that you have to take care of business yourself. Don't depend on me to help you. And they say, well, you're supposed to get it all right. We never get every call all right. If you grade us most of the time, the better officials, we can get like 80 to 85% of the calls right, especially in baseball because the ball moves so fast. You're doing a good job. If we got that's why they came up with this box that got on television for the umpire to see whether it's crack or not. And a ball going 80 miles an hour and just get that much to the plate, it's possible you to miss it, but with the laser, they probably got it as a strike and you call it a ball, but that's where it is. But I tell kids, if you take care of your business, if you allow me to call that strike on you, then he throws another and you take it again, you should hit it, I keep telling kids in high school, say, you are not going to be able to walk your way to a scholarship in baseball. You got to be able to hit.
That's right.
And most teams in college, in the pro, they only carry one glove. That's usually short. Everybody else got to hit.
That's right.
You can't say, well, they're like, he got 448 walks this season. That ain't nothing. In order for you to improve and up the upper level, you got to be able to hit. You're a good pitcher. Yeah. You can't walk your way to no scholarship.
That's right.
I want to ask you, I guess basketball and football, before the game, do you kind of get a feel for it and maybe get with your crew and say, look, these two teams are doing some talking and there's a lot of stuff going on. We need to tighten it up right from the start.
Yeah, we usually have a pregame prior to the football game. And also basketball game, we have pregame. And we go over some of the things that we have gotten through the grapevine and other stuff that we've gotten from other crews on how teams play. And we're looking for those keys because you watch 7-7, he holds a lot. Because usually we need to know some of the key players on the team, And we discuss whether the quarterback is right hand and left hand because that depends on where I would be in the empire. But we do go over some of the things that we feel that is important. Also, every now and then, the state will send us down a directory. This is what we're going to talk. We have a lot of these problems on this. So, and we read the directory, then we tell coaches, this is what state office want us to do. Y'all need to abide by the directory they're sent to us, so we'll be on the same page. Then we get coaches as we walk the field. We always walk the field to see whether there's anything that would cause put play in jeopardy. And we usually talk to the coaches, and then we ask them what they're going to do. And the coaches always tell us, man, you better watch the number that he does. I think coach. So we get that propaganda, then go to the other coach. We ask him, and he said, well, there's a guy right there. You the chop block. So we get the information from both sides. So we take it with a grain of salt. Because coaches are always trying to get just a tad advantage over something, And so we do discuss the game and players that we're looking for. But in high school, the main thing we try to do in high school is the safety of player. This concussion thing has come to be one of the most important developments in football. And that, so we have to be cognizant of when a kid he gets hit and he looks a little wobbly, we send him out, regardless of what the coaches say. And we will not let him come back in until a professional Now, in the Activity Association, they have a certified trainer on at the game at all the high school games, not the junior high school game, but all the high school games. So if she says or he said that the player is can't come back, then we'll let her come back. But if she doesn't give us a good yes, he will not come back. The coach cannot come and say, well, he all right. No, we have to go by what the medical profession told her. Because coaches get a little enthusiastic on winning, and this is my best back. I got to put him back in.
Yeah. It's
So-
conflict of interest there.
Yeah.
So this question I'm going to ask you is not necessarily from a umping or referee standpoint, but more from a crowd, the crowd being on you and stuff like that. So what is the differences, and are some of the sports harder, like between, say, basketball, baseball, softball, and football? Which ones are the toughest to deal with the crowd?
Basketball would be the toughest because the proximity, they're right on top of you. And a lot of the gyms, you know, this is the sideline, there's a seat right there. And they get right on top of you. And they discuss your biological background and all that kind of stuff. But you have to give them but if you engage with them, then you're defeating your job as an official. Just listen to it and let it roll off of you, you know. And one thing, sometimes coaches when fans get all been out of shape and say, I'm doing this, and I just smile back at them. And then I say every night, and I say, you know something? You know, you are paying me tonight. They don't like you that. I'm getting paid for this game, and you still hollering at me. I'm getting paid.
Was there a time you ever feared for your safety at a game?
No, I never had a fan supporter. One thing about the Activity Association, they do have security personnel there, you know. But I've told security personnel, that guy in the green shirt, he has to go. And the coach said, well,
Look at that guy.
he has to go. And if not, then the game is just going to be forfeit.
Wow.
So most times they will leave, but they be cussing on the way out. But that's all right.
Is there any funny things that you can remember anybody had that kind of cracked you up, but you just had to hold it together?
Most of them you can't. This is a general public. It's not a X-ray, so I can't tell y'all.
That's right. But after we get off air, you can tell us some of that. That's right. Oh my goodness.
May I just throw a little something in about officiating? There is such a disdain for officials. People say, why we can't get better officials? It's because of all the outside noise that put on officials. And when you get start using this F word all the time and all this, it drains on some people, and some people, just why they can't take the abuse.
You got to have thick skin.
Oh yeah, you got to have thick skin. And this is the reason why a lot of people who should or could, who have been athletes, have the knowledge and stuff, that they won't get in it because of the outside influence. I can tell you about Little League. The smaller they are, the worse of the pants.
Yeah.
They are something else. They got these cameras, they got sound equipment, they got almost a production like you. And they say, you missed that call. Come and look at it, I got it right here on But
yeah, he's 6. Come on. Yeah.
But this is one reason why we have a deficit in the number of officials. A guy usually washed out in 3 years.
I wouldn't make it that long.
Yeah. But a lot of them, they are 1 year wonders. They'll be there when I ain't coming back. So you try to help those guys that you think that could help the game itself. No, a lot of them, like I always tell folks, if you can't run, you can't officiate. And we got a lot of officials that can't run, so that's what they can't officiate, you know. We got the ball going out at the mid-court and still on the baseline. you got to be there, you know. But physical conditioning is one of the greatest things that we can try to get people who have the passion for the game. And some of our officials are at the game because they want to see who's in the stand. That's why they go. They're playing to the stands in this kind of disruptive manner.
But that shortage you're talking about, Louisiana, they added a bunch of Thursday games now because they don't have enough officials.
That's what they're going to be doing too. We got, I think about 3 or 4 weeks, we got Thursday night game. And that there's a real drain. You have to, like I said, you have to like this. If you don't like it, then you won't do well. But the addition of money is a motivating factor. And this is what can help some people to get into it. But like I say, the washout rate, is high.
I'm glad you said that about the outside noise, because that was one of the points that I wanted to get to on this show today. Is we've both been around. He's covered them, and I've taught kids and all of that. And one of the things that bothers me is the parents sometimes at the games. And one thing that I try to tell parents is, you may not always be teaching. You may not think you're teaching, but they're learning. And they're watching you and the way that you act. And that's how they learn, and that's how they're going to go into the world. And if they're losing their mind over a ball and strike on a Tuesday night at a 7-year-old Little League game, how are they going to handle adversity, that real adversity in life? So, I'm not calling any names or anything, but there's and I get it. People are passionate and they want their kids to succeed and all of that. But there's still that fine line. But I want people to understand your kids are learning. They're watching. So I'm glad that you were able to make that point.
And also, if you look at the pro game, they have 8 officials in football. And most times we work with 6, sometimes 5, and they have their calls overturned, and they have more instructional and educational tools to work with than we have. So if you look at that from, give us the opportunity to prove ourselves. But a lot of it is on the officials. We don't get ourselves in the proper condition. We don't read our rule book. We don't interpret the rule book as they don't. So we have a rule, and then we have the spirit of the rule, As I tell coaches, if in football, if there's a play that goes to the right and the end over here holds the the defensive back, and the play is over here, by rule, that is a foul. But did the spirit of the rule, did he gain an advantage by holding it down over here?
Yeah.
And they can understand that sometimes we hold the whistle or the flag because that play didn't have an impact on the play.
I mean, you can throw a flag every play.
Yeah.
Is that something when y'all are driving back after a game, talk to each other about, kind of review?
Yeah, we do debrief after the game.
Okay.
And we look at the actions of the coach. So we have flagged him in the 4th quarter with the score tied, and he's out of the box. He would have flagged it. Did that have an effect on the scoring play? No. So we shouldn't flag him. But we in the 2nd quarter, and he comes and out there, we look at it and say, well, no. And then his action causes the defense to do something, then we should flag him because what? He got an advantage. So basically in basketball and football is that did the action give the team an advantage? If it did, it's a foul or it's a flag. But if it didn't, because there's so much stuff so entwined into the play, especially basketball, that you can't call all the contact. If you did, we have 45 fouls in the game the last 3.5 hours.
I got to ask you, some of these young officials, I mean, I watched you for years. I know how you are, but is there such a thing as a makeup call?
In the There is, but it shouldn't be. There is, but it shouldn't be. You got to have a kind of, like they say, a mind of a burglar. You know, you can't, that you just missed it. You know, if you just missed it, you just missed it. You know, but I would tell coaches though, there was 2 or 3 calls you said I missed, but what about the 35 I got right?
We won't talk about that.
No.
So we were talking, I guess, kind of about the hard side of it, and sometimes coaches and fans and stuff. But are there any coaches or programs over the years that you were like, I know this coach is going to have his team's going to be respectful, and his players are going to respect us every time? But
Yes, I can take, you mentioned Coach Beasley. This is a gentleman coach. He will come to you very seldom and have a question about the decision that you made, you know. And you knew when you went there that we were going to be all right, you know.
yeah.
But some of them you just say, oh, it's going to be a hell of a night tonight.
But you do have some that you're like, this coach,
Yeah,
this coach and their players, he always kind of manages it all players and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but some of them, I think their coaching philosophy, the more I holler at the official, the more calls I'm going to get. But it's just the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
Because when the one you should have got, he just passed on. And you wonder why he passed on? Because we didn't yell at him all night. Sometimes we have meetings with the coaches. We try to tell coaches what we expect from them, and they tell us what they expect from us. And we say, we're going to be professional. Well, then if you're going to be professional, you get a timeout, you want to talk to me, and we discuss the call. But you can't be kicking dirt, throwing your hat, and kicking it all on the floor. They want me to say, well, I shouldn't give you technical foul.
Oh, goodness.
And you have the officials who, and I know there's one guy from North Louisiana, when he shows up, like, he wants to run the show.
Mhm.
He's going to throw a flag just to show out and make a big drama out of
Yeah.
it.
We do have officials with ego.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, some guys are there because they want to see who's in the stand. They want to say, I had that fair the game. Did you see me? People don't come to see me officiate. They come to watch the team. And I always tell coaches that in me that I just want 2 people to know my name. As the head coach and the lady right chick. That's all. That's all I want to know my name.
That's a good line. That's going to be one of our sound bites for today's show. I can tell you that. Joey, we've just got a couple more minutes, so I'll wrap mine up and then pass it down to you. How do you hope when you hang it up and you're not umpiring, refereeing anymore, how do you hope to be remembered?
That I gave him my best effort. And sometimes your best effort, see, pitchers have good games and bad games, like players. So some nice things just didn't go right. If you missed that, you lay on this, you know. One thing about a pitcher, you got to have a clear mind. You can't be thinking about the mortgage or that you got to buy a transmission for your car, or your daughter needs some money for a car. You got to get all that. You got to be focused on what? For the next 2 hours, I got to be laser focused on the game. And when stuff creeps in your mind, that's when you start not being in the right place, not checking with your other officials and communicate.
Yeah.
But I just want to remember that what I was trying to do was get the game as many calls as correct as possible and give my best effort. And I used to be a little more enthusiastic because my time is taking that away from me. But I used to be real vocal and real enthusiastic about the game. But time is kind of taking that away. But if you come out with passion, people will respect your call, even though they disagree with it, you know. And so you want to be, when they say, who got the game tonight? Oh, well, we're going to have, this is going to be a right night, man. Then they say, who got the game? Oh, he fought everywhere we go. That same guy has been making that same call. And I tell people, say, why he keep coming? Coach, we ain't got nobody in. If we had a pool of officials that really want to do it, then we could put a better product on the field. But it's just like in teaching, you want to know how the guys teaching, because they ain't got nobody. That's lazy. So we are trying to, some of this is the officials' fault in our association. We still, this is some of the negative stuff that happens that people don't understand. We still have certain people are promoted or given what they call, quote unquote, the big game. And the reason why that happens is that the assigner of the state office, whoever's in charge of it, picks his friend to go. And this is one of the real nasty things about officiating.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily graded on your performance of the officiating, but because who you know. This is
Yes, it's like everything in life, everything else, right? Yeah.
so
Yeah.
why he get to get a state championship game?
Joey, well, I'll let you bring us home, man.
Is there one game that sticks out the most that you've done?
I had a game. I don't know. Al Jefferson, Big Al from.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay. They came to. We had the game. District game was championship was at Southwest Community College, and Big Al. They won the game. I think about 3 or 4 points. Big Al scored 50 points. The rest of the players had 2. One more thing I'm telling you that I'm so grateful for. I did college women's basketball. I had the opportunity at Alcorn when they played Louisiana Tech.
Okay.
And Louisiana Tech was way up there. And I got
Was Barmore the coach then?
Yeah, and so I had the opportunity to work that game. You talking about feeling good, but that's one of the highlights of doing basketball.
Awesome.
Well, man, I wish we could. I'm looking over here at the clock, and we got our little timeline that we got to stay on. I wish that we could have you. We could talk for another hour, but maybe we'll have you back soon.
Okay, I'd be glad to come
Talk
back.
some more.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it, and hope you guys enjoyed Mr. Merrill as much as we did. We'll take a super quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, it's Ronnie and Shannon with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight.
And we want to tell you about our awesome partner, J.E. Hicks Distributing Company, also known as Hicks Chicks.
Hicks Chicks is a local, family-owned food distribution company that has been serving the Miss-Lou since 1945. You already know they serve all of your favorite restaurants, but did you know that they are also open to the public?
Hicks Chicks has a variety of food products, including delicious heat and eat options like chicken and dumplings, white bean chicken chili, lasagna, and gumbo. They also carry a wide variety of seafood options like shrimp, crabs, tuna steaks, salmon, and catfish.
And don't forget about their delicious burgers that are already pattied up for you and their amazing dessert options.
So stop by today at 1380 Martin Luther King Jr. Road in Natchez. Hicks Chicks.
Way more than just chicken.
Hey guys, Ronnie Calhoun here with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight, and I want to tell you about our awesome partners, Wardo's Po' Boys. Wardo's was created in honor of Allen Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country. Yeah. Guys, Ronnie and Shannon here with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight.
And we're here at our amazing partners, Gregg Veterinary Hospital.
Gregg Veterinary Hospital has been providing comprehensive, reliable, cutting-edge veterinary services to pets in the Miss-Lou since 2002.
They welcome pets of all shapes and sizes who are in need of emergency treatment or who require routine medical, surgical, and dental care.
Dr. Gregg and his team offer a long list of services, including in-house laboratory diagnostics, digital x-ray, soft tissue, orthopedic surgery, dental care, extractions, laser surgery, laser therapy, preventative health, and wellness plans.
And if you need grooming and boarding services, they do that too.
So call Gregg Vet today.
Hi, it's Shannon with Miss-Lou Champions Spotlight. If you like what we're doing, be sure to follow, like, share, and even comment on all our content. Also, visit Miss-Lou-Champions.com to sign up for our newsletter and to receive other information, as well as the opportunity to receive some awesome prizes. Thank you, Miss Lou, for your continued support, and as always, have a champion day.
All right, guys, we are back. Big thank you to Mr. Merrill. That was great, man. That was
stuff.
Joey had that idea, bringing him on and talking about that, and that was a great idea.
He was good.
It's
He's just a great guy. If every official was as professional as him, it'd be a heck of a great night to go watch football for sure.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to beat up on the parents too, but I get
No,
it.
you weren't.
I get it. It's just that balance, between respecting the officials, because he made a great point of, there's not a lot of people that want to be officials because of that. So we just have to find that balance in society and at these ball games and stuff like that. On a more positive note than that, you want to talk a little LSU?
Yeah.
I'm throwing this at Joey. I didn't tell him we were going to throw it, so we're going to see if he's been on his game. I guess we'll start with fall camp, and then we'll kind of get our thoughts on the big game coming up. But and we'll have more time to talk about this next week. But what are you most optimistic about that you've heard from fall camp so far?
Oh, well, I'm more excited about the defense, especially with Perkins and Weeks at linebacker, and the defensive line has been really good, and secondary looks like it's going to be better. So feel better about that. My biggest concern is offensive line, if they can have some guys step up. But man, some of these receivers are making unbelievable catches in practice. Barry and Brown, that's a name you're going to hear a lot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're high on him, along with like 8 others.
Yeah, right.
I'm with you as far as optimistic. The defense, from everything that I'm hearing, reading, watching, the defense is primed to take a major step. The Baker was doing his little interview the other day, and it was just, he had you ready to go. I mean, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
He's a pro, man. I mean, he's a really good defensive coordinator.
Absolutely.
And it just seems like we've got some really good players on defense. And I think especially that defensive line seems like they're really having a good.
Right.
If you look back at the LSU teams over the years who have the best ones, we've had those 1 or 2 guys on the lines that just dominated, going back to the Chad Lavallées and the Glenn Dorseys, and the list goes on. And then on that back end too, DBU, it seems like Pickett and some of those guys are starting to get the guys back there. Right. And a lot of that's got to do with Brian Kelly bringing a lot of those coaches back, the Louisiana, that have the Louisiana ties. I think that first year he had gotten rid of a couple of Louisiana guys, thinking I'm going to recruit nationally and this and that. I think he's learned now. Sounds good, doesn't work. Let's just let's keep our guys in our own backyard. Let's get our Louisiana recruiters. There's enough talent right here to win national championship with. Cherry pick those other guys, but you got to have the Louisiana talent if you're LSU.
Yeah. And with the transfer portal now, you can pick 3 or 4 and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We have a unique advantage that we've talked about in past seasons with LSU that LSU is the game in the state. You know, I mean, there's other colleges, but at that level, it's LSU and nobody else. So everybody grows up a Tiger,
Yeah.
you know, for the most part. I know you had mentioned one of these already, but what are some of your concerns? I know offensive line is got to be.
Yeah. And of course, backup quarterback. If Nussmeier goes down, you know, he had his leg amputated a couple of,
Yeah, that kind of got blown out of proportion.
but yeah, he has to stay healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, those are both good because the last few days, the reports are that the backup quarterbacks kind of getting on track a little bit better. But there for a while, it was like they're missing passes against air, and they were just kind of wild. But Hurley's still 18 years old. You know, there's still the backup, his name slipping my mind, but from Mississippi State. He's got some experience, but going into a play, even from Mississippi State, going into a place with LSU, that's a big maybe difference in the guys he's throwing to and throwing against and all of that. I'm going to throw this at you. LSU will make the college playoffs if. Don't, and you can't say they win all their games.
You just definitely have to win the ones you're supposed to. Gosh, it's, you know, 12 teams. That's good and bad. I mean, I think they make it. I think they win enough games. The schedule is certainly tough enough. And I would say an 8-win season would certainly get you in.
Oh, wow. I guess my answer to that is LSU will make the college football playoffs if, to me, it comes down to Joe Sloan. If he calls better run game this year. Last year, I don't know if obviously he's smarter than me, but it felt like 8 out of 10 running plays was the same play. And I mean, it was like you knew they were running it. They knew we were running it. It didn't work. And it was just like, and I know you have to stick with it, but it's just like the running backs didn't have, and Durham had a pretty good numbers last year, considering he was just running into a wall almost every play too. So Sloan to me is if he can become more creative this year in the running game and get some of those wide receivers mixed in, when I say running game, even short passes and stuff, you know, he's got to get more creative than last year, because in my opinion, if we don't do that, we're not going to be able to win those big games.
And we'll find out right now. Clemson has the best defensive line in the country. So
yeah, they've got 3, 4, 5 guys projected to be first round picks throughout that defense or throughout their team, but several on defense and a couple on the line.
All right.
So what are your thoughts going into that? You feel good about that game?
Based off the last few years, no, but I do feel better. I think Kelly realizes how important it is that he has to win that first game.
Yeah.
It's just, you can't go one more year losing that first one. And if you lose the first one, it makes the rest of the season like, oh, you got to win every game now. So I think LSU will be ready, and I think they'll win there.
I think this is the most talented team that Kelly has had since he's been at LSU, without a doubt. One quick story before we get out of here. I think you'll enjoy this, and the fans. Melissa and I went to a wedding over that, and we were in Asheville, North Carolina, and we were going to a wedding in Athens. So I told her, I was like, hey, we're going to drive through Clemson. I've never seen their football stadium. Let's stop by. And so where they'd run down the hill, there's a little road right beside it. And the stadium's like right here. Just there's a road, and you're just like literally the stadium's on the side of the road. Where you have where they run down the hill and hit the rock and all that. So when you're at Clemson Stadium, you're on that street. About half the stadium is under you. You're looking down, and about half the stadium's up, and it's a fence. And all these Clemson guys were out there working and this and that. And I wore my LSU shirt big just to let them see. And this is only about a month ago. So, you know, they know the game's coming. So I wore my LSU T-shirt. They're looking at me and stuff, and I see them on their walkie-talkies. Well, all of a sudden, all their jumbotrons came on. And this is like Tuesday morning at like 10 o'clock. Their jumbotrons come on, and it just says, welcome to Death Valley. And it had
Oh.
their hype video and this and that. And so I watched the whole
A coincidence.
I watched the whole thing, and then I did I was like,
That's awesome.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was a good little bit of gamesmanship there, and kudos to the Clemson guys who saw it and poked the bear a little bit.
That's great.
And Brian Kelly poked them back a little bit about Death Valley Junior. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, you got anything else that you want to add today for the? You wanted to go to the Louisiana guys before we get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we can put that off next week if you want to talk about the schedule for next week. AC playing Bowling Green at home, and Cathedral has Madison St. Joseph, and there'll be scrimmages, and we can recap all that next week and go over this list. It won't change.
Sounds good, man. Well, we made it through our first live, so proud of that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's see. Yeah, we made it 53 minutes in. We're on track. So thanks to all of the viewers out there. Whether you catch it live or not, it doesn't matter. Go back and watch it. Thanks to Mr. Merrill for joining us today. Glad to be back, Joey. Thanks to all of our viewers. Thanks to all of our partners out there that help make this thing possible. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do. Especially Concordia Sentinel. Thank you for covering all these sports for our community. God bless everybody out there. And as always, Champion Day.